So welcome back everybody. Today I've got something very exciting for both you and me. A couple of weeks ago I was contacted by a company that manufactures battery operated chainsaws and blowers and stuff like that. And I was asked if I'd be willing to review one of their chainsaws on the channel. Now I do get offers like this from time to time, but I don't usually take anybody up on these offers because I very rarely get offers for products that are particularly useful. But this time this offer was definitely useful. I can certainly use a battery operated chainsaw around here. And I was able to get the company to send me a second chainsaw to give away to one of y'all. So what we're going to do is we're going to break into one of these boxes. We're going to check it out. We're going to do a good thorough test and a review on it, and then I'm going to figure out some way to give one of these chainsaws to one of y'all. I'll probably do some kind of a randomizer on the comments, and whoever comments on this video will be entered to win the chainsaw. So make sure you comment on this video. It doesn't matter what you comment as long as it's nice, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. So let's go ahead and bust into one of these saws and see what they're all about. All right, so let's check this one out right here. I'm gonna have to apologize in advance for this racket that's going on. We are in the middle of a little bit of a rain shower here, and we've got a metal roof on the shop, of course, so you know, we get the full effect of those raindrops. So it seems to be pretty well packaged. We basically got a box inside of a box here. So I'm not sure how to pronounce this. It's Achiforce or Achiforce. It's a 40 volt brushless cordless chainsaw. Let's move the box a little bit out of the way and just start unboxing this individual things. I bet this is a battery. Well, I tell you what, let's just get all the boxes out first. So we've got two batteries, 20 volts apiece. We've got the charger. We got the power head. We've got a chain. It's an Oregon chain. That's a good sign. And we've got the bar and the bar cover. And it is an Oregon bar also, which gives me great hope that this is a fairly decent piece of equipment. So let's go ahead and get the batteries going here. I've got a power strip up under this table. We'll go ahead and plug it in. Here's one of the batteries, and we do have an indicator, and it says that it's charged all the way. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the charger anyway and see what it tells me. Okay, so it's indicating that they're almost charged, but not quite. All right, so it also comes, man, that noise. It also comes with an Oregon chain. It's a 14-inch bar. Also have an Oregon bar. Pretty decent bar. So guys, here's everything that you get in the box. There's a charger with two batteries, 20 volts apiece, bar cover, bar, chain, and power head. Let's put it together and see if we can get it going. And there are some instructions as well, but we're just going to go for it. What could happen? So this actually appears to be a functional lock here. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Something ain't right. All right, so I hope you can see this. So what we've got here is there's two different things here. This is like a, I don't know what you would call this. It's a multifunctional wheel. Okay. So this middle portion right here, if you turn it, that's what tightens down your side plate down onto the bar. And then you have this exterior wheel right here, and that's your tensioner. So basically you have a tool-free system right here, which is actually pretty cool. So these batteries aren't 100% charged, but what I want to do is just kind of drop them in and see how it runs first. And then we'll let the batteries charge properly. Well, let's go back to the instructions. I can't, oh wait. Nope. There we go. Okay, I understand a little bit better how it works now. So earlier I didn't think that this kickback chain brake here was actually working because I could push it forward and still turn the chain. But if you see this, if you got it in the unlocked position, it goes. If you do this, if you get into a tight, it just cuts off the electricity to the motor. So yeah, that's actually a pretty cool system right there. So it is oiling properly. I've got some oil slinging off the chain, and that's it. It's a fairly heavy saw. I mean, it is pretty heavy. It seems to be built fairly sturdy. I mean, this is not something that you're going to go into the woods and log for 8 hours with, obviously, but and it certainly wasn't designed for that. But for, you know, a homeowner or you know, somebody with a little bit of property that wants to go out on their ATV and trim a few limbs without having to deal with gas and so on and so forth, this might be the trick. So what we're going to do is we're going to let these batteries charge up all the way, and we're going to take it out and do some real tests on it and see how it holds up. All right guys, so I think you can see this okay and get an idea of what we're going to be dealing with. This is a swamp oak or a water oak limb, whatever you want to call it. It's been down for 3 or 4 months, probably about 4 months now. So it's probably a little bit dry. So we're just going to take the saw and we're going to cut on this limb, buck it up into firewood length pieces, and kind of throw off the limbs to the side to get with the grapple later and see how long it lasts, see how it does, see how long the batteries last, and yeah, we'll go from there. Let's see how it does. Well guys, I'll have to say I'm totally impressed with it so far. The battery's finally died, and we've got this whole bucket, or front end loader bucket, full of firewood here, and it did manage to cut up a good portion of the bigger part of this limb as well. Just to give you an idea, this piece right here is maybe probably 8 inches, something like that. Too much for a little electric saw, I suppose. We still got the rest of it, which of course it gets larger and larger. It died during this cut right here. So let's see how long the batteries take to charge, and we'll go from there. So I put both of these batteries on at exactly the same time, and you can see the left one is charged. The right one is must be pretty close to being charged, and we're at 1 hour and 36 minutes. So my guess is that one on the right will be done here in just a couple of minutes. So I'm going to say about 1 hour and 40 minutes on the charge on those two batteries. So it took about 1 hour and 50 minutes for both of the batteries to charge completely. So I guess we can just kind of say maybe a 2-hour battery charge on these two batteries. So what we're going to do now, and this is the test I've really been looking forward to, on their website, Achiforce claims that you can get 100 cuts out of a battery charge. And the example that they used, or the log that they were cutting, was about the size of this one right here. This one's a little bit smaller than the example, but this right here is getting much closer. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this saw and we're going to make cuts, see if we can get up to 100. I have a suspicion it's going to go longer, but let's just go ahead and start cutting and see how many we can get before the batteries die. All right guys, that was cut number 100. I want to check the battery just to see. It looks like it's still got 75% on the charge. Let's see here. Yeah, it's still got 75% on the charge. So that was cut number 100. Let's just keep going until it dies. So guys, I'm happy to report that it died in the middle of cut number 180. So yeah, I think that's pretty impressive, quite honestly. And some of these I actually counted as one. This is actually, really you could say this was 2 cuts, but I counted maybe 3 or 4 of these as just one single cut, because you know we had the 2 logs or 2 branches of this tree that were stuck together like that in the crotch. But yeah, almost 180 cuts, 179 cuts off of one battery charge, if I counted properly, and I think I did. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. So I wanted to show you all the carnage here. I'm probably not going to be able to put a counter to count the cuts during the video. So I just wanted to give you all an idea of exactly how much this thing just accomplished. Not bad. So guys, that's going to do it for the review on the Achiforce 40 volt 14-inch chainsaw, battery operated chainsaw. I'll have to say I'm pretty impressed with it. Of course, I've never owned an electric chainsaw before, so I'm not sure what I expected, but it really did exceed the expectations that I had. It made quite a few cuts on that pine log, and that pine log was dry. And it made quite a few cuts on that oak log. It did a great job on both of them. The chain brake works really well. The chain managed to stay sharp. I tried to keep it out of the dirt as much as I could, but it did manage to stay pretty sharp, so it seems to have a pretty high quality chain and a high quality bar on it. It's pretty well put together, and it does have a little set of dogs right here. And those dogs, they're kind of limited in their usefulness because they're kind of short. It does help to some extent to keep your log or your limb or whatever you're trying to cut off of this housing right here. But if you're at some kind of an angle, it's gonna hit that. So just be aware if you end up getting one of these. This dog is a little bit short, and you just kind of be careful right there. This toolless chain tensioning system works really well. It's convenient, and I guess that dog right there is really the only complaint that I've got, and that's really nothing to write home about. But you know, the flip side is this is not something that you're going to be taking in the woods doing rough stuff with all day, bucking firewood for 4 or 5 hours at a time. It's just not designed for that. It's something that you can keep in your garage or tool shed or shop or wherever, and if a limb falls in the yard from a storm, you can go up and you can cut it up. Or if you need to prune a couple of trees in your yard, it's good for, it's good for that. It's just a really convenient little tool to have around, and it seems to be a pretty nice piece of equipment. So again, if you comment on this video, what I'll do is I'll put those comments in a randomizer, and it'll choose one of those comments at random. And if it chooses your comment, what I'll do is I'll just reply to that comment and tell you that you've won, and I'll give you my email address, and you can email me all of your information, and I'll ship the other saw out to you. So it should be pretty simple. Also, if anybody's interested in getting one of these saws who does not win, Achiforce has agreed to do 15% off for Fall Line Ridge viewers. And this is not an affiliate link. I won't make any money off of this. It's really less of a hassle for me just to give them a 15% discount and give y'all a saw and keep this saw as my payment. They're not paying me any for this. I'm not getting commissions off of the sales. It's just I'll give y'all a saw, and whoever wants one can get 15% off. Achiforce was gracious enough to offer 2 saws for this little promotion and a 15% off discount for whoever wants one. So big shout out to Achiforce for that. Also, I feel like a TV commercial, but that's not all you get. Sawhall was gracious enough to send me a Sawhall tractor kit, and this is basically what it sounds like. It's just a a kit that you can mount your chainsaw on your tractor. Makes it super convenient to carry it around. We'll be reviewing this here hopefully in the next 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully before Christmas. And Saw Hall has also agreed to allow me to give away one of these. So they make a whole bunch of different ones. So what I'll do is I'll do the review and run the contest, and whoever wins, y'all can contact Saw Hall and they'll send you whatever kit you need for your ATV or tractor or whatever you're going to put it on. So anyway, good luck. Just leave a comment on this video and we'll go from there. And thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all on the next one.